Hello there everybody and welcome to episode 1 of a new tutorial mini-series for Against the Storm. In this one we are going to reforge our first seal together. We're going to do this one here. I actually wanted to do after my Prestige 1 run, one special biome run, but then I realized when I looked at the upgrades that we are on a perfect spot to do our first seal. So let's first get into the citadels. Upgrade menu, and we're going to go over the upgrades that we're craving for this run. So first of all, I want the blueprint reroll. This is massive, and I want the Rainpunk engines. So these two things are what we're going to buy for ourselves. Blueprint rerolling is how should I put it? It's such a powerful feat, as it gives you the opportunity to grow into your situation so much earlier if you are able to re-roll one of your starting blueprints at a point somewhere down the road. This is so powerful. I cannot put this enough on I cannot highlight this enough. Now, the Rainpunk engines, on the other hand, are also, in my opinion, so powerful that it's totally worth the rush, as from this point on, we finally have a real rainwater industry, and I'm going to introduce it as well in today's run, or in this little mini-series. After that, I will go for the additional cornerstone choice point here, because that's been the one that I've been craving for in the last episode already. After that, all the others are pretty nice goodies, but the real highlights have now already been taken. What is really important later is here mine upgrades. Before that, mines are technically not that useful. At least they are only a third of what they can be. And here the racial housing. But as you see here, we will need machinery and artifacts for that, things that we don't have yet. So we are going to be working on that. We therefore are now geared up with everything we require. I mean, the other opportunity would have been to play the Statue of the Forefathers map, but I realized too quickly that we would be only able to play Royal Woodlands, and after 3 tutorial episodes in the same biome, I felt like I cannot do this to myself and neither to you. So, we are going to go over to the Sealed Forest. This is a sort of a challenge map, and in this scenario I go down to the lowest possible difficulty, as in my opinion you don't need to go more difficult on these seals than you really have to. Yeah, sure, the rewards will be much lower at that point, but the seal map is a rather harsh experience. I think if I would be playing it off camera, I would be going for Pioneer for the extra spice, but for the sake of a good explanation, Settler does the trick perfectly fine. Now, we are going to go over the things that are different here. So in the seal biome, we gain hostility for every 10 felled trees. We have to find and reforge the seal, otherwise we won't be winning it. And we get access to the beacon tower, and there's overgrown trees here. And tell you what, we're going to do this Pioneer. That's the least I can do. Now, we are going to pick up the usual starting bonuses. I really like these. And we need to pick our starting expedition. So here it is clearly, again, the beavers are the people that I want to have, especially since wood in this biome is really a scarce commodity. I've only skimmed these factors here so far. I'm going to go over these in more detail when we are there, but I can already say, if you can't get beavers for this map, get beavers. They're just that good. Alright, let's embark. What's there? You are embarking. Yeah, that's also worth noting. You could grind out more resources out of this. Starting on the seal map is ending the cycle. That is okay for me, though. As with the next cycle, we'll be starting to go for the more specialized parts of this tutorial series. Let me know in the comment section which biomes you want to see first. Alright, so we have again the Forgiving Crown one. We had that in the last mini-series where we gain Cornerstone rerolls for reputation gained in Drizzle. Amazing good feature. And we got Resolve bonus for eating complex food. That's also really good. So we'll have a really good mood in the drizzle season. We got flooded roads, so trade routes are less effective in the storm season. We got slower people without housing, and we always have housing, so that won't do a thing. And rotten rain spawns blood flowers. Oh, that's actually a good one. You know, these blood flowers, they also always spawn with loot, so we can spawn ourselves loot flowers. Wonderful. So, here, every 10 felled trees add hostility. We don't gain hostility from woodcutters, though. This is really, really interesting, as this means we can employ our woodcutters as we please without suffering hostility penalties, but at the same time, it also means that we cannot unemploy woodcutters to reduce the hostility. Anyways, for this map, we're going to go for a different approach than usual. We're going to go for opening a glade ASAP. So I'm going to go for this right away because we need to find that seal as quick as we can. This is really the utmost important task you need to do here. There's nothing of more importance than finding the seal, because from that point on we can start winning the map. Before you know where the seal's at, you are really on a much worse position. So we're putting out 5 people. So the mini game with the trees goes like this. There's overgrown trees that have tons of charges, and there's normal trees that have just low amounts of charges. Since our hostility now is rising up with the amount of trees that we're cutting and not with the amount of woodcutters that we're employing, in this map it is mandatory to settle down near to these overgrown trees. It's these red fleshy bulbs with these silver-plated trunks. So there we go. Our first cornerstone is arriving, and now we have a selection of 3. So much more easy to go for. So production yields for goods packs and things that will happen if we lose people. So I'm going to go for the export specialization here. Cannibalism and blood price contract are really good cornerstones, but not for the lower difficulties most of the time. It's pretty hard to lose people in a raid in lower difficulties that these start to make sense. But having a +1 on package production already gives me a pretty good idea where we might head with our economy. So we got our first geyser, and we have the marker. So the marker is leading down that way. So I would assume the seal is most likely on that one. I'm pretty sure it's on that one. So we also gained a couple of extra resources here. Slick Shell Broodmother and a Root Deposit. That's already a good resource. And we're going to mark that now for the takings. And we're going to cleave our way here through to this direction here. And I'm not going to go for the breach through this year, as we are playing a tutorial series. We don't need to rush that hard, by the way. It is really not that necessary. But I do like to have a little bit of a corridor here prepared. And we're going to go over here, and I'm trying to mark only the good ones, as you see. Probably not the last one here, though. And if you focus your wood cutting mainly around these overgrown trees, you can manage your hostility gain a lot better. And I personally go as far as saying that it is really of utmost necessity to do this. So villagers move fast on roads. That is a powerful trade versus pie production and some extra people. This is really powerful. Don't sleep on that. Since dirt roads don't cost any resource, it's really good to go for something like that. So, woodcutter's camp and wood delivery. I'm taking this for the parts reward. This one, well, the oil vessels are not bad, but we're going to take that one, as parts allow us to expand more heavily. And here we go for trading posts, pipes, villages, geyser pump. Yeah, since we already found a geyser, I totally am going to that direction here. Although, extra parts, where's this extra pipes? Nah, I'm going for the extra parts. Pipes, you know, you can create yourself. You just need metal ingots. Parts are really hard to come by. Anyways, let's see what we can draft so far. Is there anything which is an absolute no-brainer and a must-have? Of course not. That would have been too easy. So this is a really good situation to go for a reroll, because all of these four buildings are... Oh, no, never mind me. I'm silly. We have fabric. I overlooked the fabric. Basic materials. One of the 3 basic materials. If you don't know anything to do with your time, that's always a safe and good pick. The carpenter here comes to mind, but here in this area, I am going to take either the kiln or the druid's hut. Oh, that is a hard one. So here the logic is quite simple. We want something in the city that is providing us a alternative fuel income. The map itself always yields bone marrow, and therefore sea marrow. Sorry. And therefore we always have some sort of a extra fuel income, but I've noticed that it really pays off to have some sort of an extra production there. And oil is really, really nice, as it can be produced out of grain and plant fiber, both things that are by their nature inedible, and that is really good. I'm very, very much tempted to go for the druid's hut. I mean, the carpenter is also good, the lumber mill as well, so luckily I don't need to decide as of yet. I think we're going to decide as soon as we... tell you what. We're going to open that thing. It is, in this environment, pretty good to rush a bit forward. I mean, in the worst case scenario, I could call in the trader early even. So we have built all the things that we require. So let's go for the usual suspects: bird workstation, makeshift post, and a couple of roads in between, gatherer camps. Oh boy, we got a real good starting point here. There's a lot of goodies to collect. So our food situation is extremely stable for the state of affairs. Our wood income is right now looking a little bit bleak, but that's mostly because I'm in a building spree. So that comes pretty naturally in this phase of the game. All right. There we go. So we're trying to avoid to cut these other trees wherever we can, as they are really just problematic. They are problem inducers. Because right now, I mean, we've only gained 3 hostility. And in all honesty, as long as you focus your woodcutting attempts on the overgrown trees, I made the experience that it is all quite manageable. It's really just the big risk on this map is to realize too late that the overgrown trees are there and they have tenfold the amount of charges compared to a regular one, that this might lure you into a noob trap of sorts. And I think I just failed to mark the proper ones, and we are now opening the glade late. Yeah, I see there one of these 2 buddies here was in the way, and that's why it didn't work. But it's no problem. There's no penalty of opening a glade during the storm season. Many glade events just have a tendency to put some strain on your colony while they're being worked on, so that's one of the reasons why sometimes I'm like not really wanting to open a glade during the storm or right before the storm. But in this difficulty level, we don't really need to worry about that. Yeah, just like I thought, the next pointer is reaching in this direction, and yeah, it's pretty much what I anticipated. So the real nasty part here is now that we have to remove a couple of these trees to get ourselves a proper infrastructure going. It is a necessary evil of sorts. Okay, we got a fuming machinery event running here, so we'll need advanced material and water to tear it down. or we'll need parts of our expeditionary items and containers to fix it, and we'd gain a makeshift extractor, which would be a permanent and endless source of water. So, well, that's pretty much as bad as it can get. In all honesty, this is one of those events where I really gotta say we gotta put our backs into it to resolve that in time before it blows up in our face. You're not often that unlucky when you're opening up your first dangerous glade. So let's put that trading post somewhere where it doesn't bother me. But it ain't really horrible. We have 13 minutes of time, and it would destroy deposits, trees, and kills people in that radius. So yeah, that's not even a particularly dangerous side effect. Yeah, all right, but we're going to resolve it nevertheless. So first off, we're going to withdraw the worker from the harvester's camp. And we need to make ourselves planks first, because obviously our situation now is requiring us to build a... what's it called again? I keep forgetting their names. A rain collector. So we would be able to build also a geyser, because this works with any type of water, but the problem here is that the geyser pump costs so much more planks than the rain collector, so we have to start with these things. Alright. Well, that's already a pretty exciting start. So, storm season incoming, but we don't need to worry too hard about that. Our resolve is very high, and we are off for a good start. So we also have a granary here around the corner. That is a fabric producer. Good thing that I already picked a fabric producing building, no? Well, so we might be, well, salvage is hardly worth it too. Alright. So, Zork will surely arrive after the storm's over. That's a really good thing. And we have our first planks. So, I'm forcing delivery now. And the first plague is hitting town! The plague of mosquitoes. So, on the seal map, you will always suffer from some sort of a plague that will befall your city during the storm season. Once we have uncovered the seal, we are also able to foresee which plague will hit us. But until then, we are blind and have to take things as they come. Pretty nasty. Anyways, so I'm going to unemploy another woodcutter. I think we should be okay with that amount of woodcutters, as they are beavers. I do want somebody on the rain collection duty, though. Alright, so let's check back with this one. It requires us either to use brick, fabric, or plank. Plank, though, we need a six-fold amount of resource, so let's see. We can make fabric, so let's put that on a higher priority as well, and we're going to put one of the people into the harvester's camp. I will accept that we're now crafting one plank in a horribly slow fashion, but, well... I sincerely hope that our friend Zork will be able to get us through this situation somehow. With some goods. But for year one, we have achieved already a lot. So I'm not really feeling particularly bad about anything here. Just don't know how much water we'll gain. I don't see us gaining enough water here in this one storm season. Alrighty, so cornerstones. Work safety guide, extras for global production. No. Over-diligent woodworkers is such a powerhouse of a cornerstone. Gaining barrels for plank production is outright amazing, as planks are something we're producing passively. I'm going to go for this mixed package here, And I'm very tempted to go for the new arrivals here as well, but one thing at a time. So, we will need 2 people here, and stop collecting stormwater, you fool, and start collecting drizzle water. Okay, so Zork will be here in 1.5 minutes. How much time do we have left on that one? More than enough that we can stall it out and just see how it goes. I still have only 1 worker left here, so that's quite a bothersome number. Well, another really good thing is that you can rip out these guidance stones for resource. Can be at times really, really handy. Alright. So we're now starting to produce the necessary raw materials, but I think at this point it will be more likely that Zork brings us the stuff that we need, and I really hope that we're producing the water in time. I mean, the plague here really did hit us hard. I think we would have easily collected enough water in the storm season without the plague, but well, such is life. The plagues of this map are really what makes it quite hard to manage to live out here. And it's also really worth noting that we don't earn a victory via reputation, but we need the reputation to lower the Queen's impatience nevertheless. Alright. So we got the water now for the resolve. Almost, at least. We do not quite have the fabric for that, but we're on our way producing that. I sincerely hope that... Yeah, well, alright. He's not selling neither brick nor fabric. Okay, so we're going to buy ourselves the plank nevertheless, because I really find it at this point extremely important that we get a quick fix to our situation here. I find it even important enough to get ourselves a parts sale. We're only going to sell 1 part though, because I really think it would be absolutely too much to give him more of that. Yeah, and let's fill that up with egg. Well, I hate it when it goes down like that, but whatever. So, this is what we've needed to take down this thing. So we're going to immediately unemploy our workers here and start working on that fuming machinery. There we go. We will gain a lot of goodies out of that. This is one thing that I want to point out here. Ripping down this machine will give us crystallized dew, oil, and copper ore, which are all really, really powerful resources that we can and will work with. So, it's really hard for me, but I think I'm going to go for the Druid's Hut out of the simple reason that we're also gaining resin out of this map, which we could even refine here into incense, and I just hope that we're going to have enough intake of these resources to make ourselves oil. Ah, I was hoping for that. Although here it's the same thing. So the ranch would be something that I'd love to have, but there's not a moment that I will wait for picking up the small farm. Hesitate is the word. Not hesitating for a second here. Alright, so we can deliver that objective, and we will, because that'll give us not only parts, but most importantly, workers. We're currently so worker-starved that it's really important to get, if it is only 2 people, we take these as well. Alright, Crude Workstation has a couple of wares that I don't want to store in there. And let's see, Zork, do you have anything else that we are really wanting to buy right now? I think I am going to buy even more of his planks. Can we not buy all of the planks? Let's do a trade like this. There we go. This will speed up my economy like so much, as we can now easily build ourselves surely one or two buildings, as we already have a little bit of fabric produced. So let's see what's the most pressing matter here. The leather worker seems like a very good choice. We can now easily set up a farm here. I mean, it's not the time in the year anymore to do something with that, but yeah, we can't use these last two fields here. But don't worry too much about that. One farm has a hard time harvesting everything in time anyway, so... We can't really put up the leather worker, or can we? As we're lacking brick, yeah. So... let's start making some brick here. I do like the fact that we're still just at the beginning of year 2, and our situation is already pretty solid. The only thing that is a little bit worrisome to me is my wood situation, but by all means, we are holding out quite nicely, and the oil production is just around the corner. We merely need to set up a druid's hut, and after that, we are able to go for whatever we need. Why is this guy hauling in wood first, though? His priority is to make bricks. Huh. Mind-boggling. Now, since all of the really important things are built in a hot second, I'm going to go and recruit these people into town. We got enough food for now, and with extra workers I can employ extra harvesters, and we're going to get more food anyway, so we don't need to worry too hard about it. And in the next year we're going to go for a breach into the next area there. So let's start building a leather worker. Wow, that's a huge building in it. So we can also unemploy these guys. Ah, there's my workers. Brilliant, brilliant. So I'm also going to remove the makeshift post, as I find the positioning of that thing not really good anymore. So we can have our way up here. Okay. Definitely want to put up another woodworker, woodcutter here right away. And that's looking quite good for now. So, let's start hiring new friends. As long as we can. And to make sure that nothing dumb happens, we're going to forbid the consumption of roots. I had it so many times that they were just consuming then exactly what we needed elsewhere. It's been really annoying. So, we should not employ a human at the herbalist's camp, because we have now harpies. Go away, human. Because the harpies have here again the double yield chance that the humans lack, so totally should work with that. Alrighty, we're getting somewhere. So that's been a rough start for me, not gonna lie. This event here was kind of like a really big strain for the colony, especially worker-wise. Our situation worker-wise is, as a matter of fact, much better than it looks. We're just overburdened with tasks like crazy. That's what it is. But we are going to continue this one in the next episode. One storm up ahead, hostility is still at a chill level of 0. We merely got to carve our way into the next clearing to find the seal there, and I'm 100% sure that we'll find the seal behind the next clearing. That will be quite an exciting moment. Can't wait. Up until then, leave me your comments down below. Like I said in the beginning of the episode, I'd be really happy to hear back from you what kind of biomes you'd like to see after this series, because, you know, I am very happy if I can prepare already, and feel free to leave a thumbs up. That's always nice when the algorithm knows you liked it. And feel free to subscribe. Check out the description box. Lots of links down there leading to Discord, my Twitch channel where I stream on Sunday evenings, and of course my Patreon, PayPal, and Buy Me a Coffee accounts are absolutely there and waiting for your support, with a big thanks towards everybody who is supporting this channel. I deeply appreciate. I also really deeply appreciate you supporting my channel by watching this video until the very end. I really am happy that you're taking your time with these, and can't wait to see you guys on the next one when we're going to pick these orders. See you there, and bye bye.